Listen, I don't care how cringe you think you're going to look, just try. Like, imagine you blocking your blessings because you're overly concerned about what someone is going to think of you, when really and truly, what they think of you is probably more to do with their perspective on the world. It's more to do with the way they see the world in general. And I get it. I've been in that space where I've tried to see how big I can win while still playing small, whilst hiding in the shadows. But the truth is, you have to get into the arena. You cannot live your life on the sidelines, and you surely cannot live your life being overly concerned about being seen to be trying. And sometimes you're gonna try, you're gonna take the risk, and you won't get the exact response that you want, but just know that it's all adding up to the big picture in some way. No experience will be wasted, but how can you get the experience if you're too afraid to try?
Women should be financially independent. It doesn't matter who your father is, it doesn't matter who your husband is gonna be, it doesn't matter who your brother is, it doesn't matter who the man in your life is. You need to be responsible for your finances and be financial.
You know what's the most powerful leverage a woman can have in this life? It is her own money, period. It doesn't matter if, your dad is rich, how powerful your boyfriend is, how successful your future husband might even be. But what really actually matters is how much money do you have? Because let me tell you something. When you have your own, you move different, you act different, and you tolerate less. Because you can walk away from anything or anyone at any moment if it's not serving you, without having to beg, without fear, without a second fucking thought. And that is power, that is freedom, and it feels so damn good. And as a woman, you should never have to live without it. So if you're not there yet, get there. Get there, okay? Learn the skills, make the money, and build your safety net, because your freedom and your future actually depends on it.
As an African woman in luxury real estate, I have worked diligently to become the #1 agent at Eklund Gomes, Douglas Elliman, nationwide. And fashion really just gives me that confidence, as I tour homes with my clients, represent properties, and build my business. I discovered Max Mara 20 years ago, and I was struck by the timeless designs, the beautiful quality, and the tailoring. To me, Max Mara exudes sophistication, elegance, and class. And I'm very grateful for all of you, friends, new and old. If you or anyone in your circle are ever looking to build a real estate portfolio or buy and sell a home in New York, in Miami, in California, just know Siri is your girl. Thank you very much.
I'm a 23-year-old millionaire that does not come from wealth, who literally immigrated to this country with her family who did not speak English. And where I am today is literally impossible. Like, logically, I shouldn't be here, but I got here because I recognized the laws of the universe and used them to become a millionaire. I learned about the law of attraction, the law of detachment, but the most important law I ever learned about was the law of assumption. Once you understand the law of assumption, you realize that your entire reality is a video game that you can rig in your favor. When you truly understand what I'm about to put you onto, that took me years to figure out, because you see chapter 10, but you didn't see chapters 1 through 9, you will literally be able to manifest anything. I have now used these concepts to not just manifest becoming a millionaire, but exploding on social media, time freedom, location freedom. I travel around the world. I've lost over 20 pounds. The law of assumption basically states that your assumptions create your reality. Your assumptions about yourself, your assumptions about the world, the way it works. I started to do a mental diet and look at the thoughts that I was thinking when I was broke. I realized I hated wealth, I hated rich people. I assumed money was evil, I assumed money was hard to come by, and guess what my reality reflected? Exactly that. The second I changed my assumptions and I started believing that money comes to me easily, money comes to me fast, money loves me, money's obsessed with me. I don't have to work hard to make a lot of money. I get to make money in my sleep. Guess what happened? The opportunities to make that money fell into my lap. I started to feel as though I already was the person that I was trying to become, as though I already was a millionaire. I realized that you don't attract what you want, you attract who you believe you are. I started believing I was worthy of millions. I started believing I was worthy of making money in my sleep. I started believing I was worthy of being seen by millions of people online, that I was changing lives. And guess what happened? Once you start controlling what's up here, you control everything in your reality. Comment for part 2 and fall for.
Ladies, other than looking good for a man, who are you? Why must your whole life be around men? Everything is man. You don't get your own life. When you get your nails done, do it for yourself. When you get your hair done, do it for yourself. When you buy your new outfit, buy it for yourself. Even when you go get pampered, do it for yourself. Now, I'm not saying don't look good for a man or your man. But whatever you do, put yourself first. Look good for yourself first. Trust me, he gonna like